Hello, I'm Sinead and welcome. It's a lovely Friday. We've got some sun and I'm hoping you've got some wonderful weather there. We've had snow, it's been cold. That's part of the reason why the sun is out is because it's cold. It's kind of the thing in the Northwest is that you get sun when it's freezing. Um, weather aside, I'm hoping that by the time you watch this, the snow has melted and it's warmed up a few degrees. Today I am back in the high rise, and if you watched Wednesday's video, you will see that I did the wiring to get the lighting in. And I'm going to admit here that after I fed the dog in the evening, I just couldn't let it go, and I finished. And I got it wired all the way up, and all the lights are on in the high rise now, which is awesome. And then I realized that I had videoed that portion with the lighting kind of turned down. I actually don't know if the brightest setting washes everything out when filming. I haven't tested it. So today we're going to kind of find out, because I think, nope, I have it set on midway. So it is not on its highest setting. And that's one of the things that's really cool about it, is that you can adjust how bright it is, and it remembers the next time you turn it on. It doesn't just reset to high or low. There are 6 settings, and it remembers which one you left it on last. So I've got a really convenient light switch. If you watch that video, you know I do. So go back and watch it so you can see what I did. But anyway, we're gonna get into the living room and that we set up, and I have a new piece of furniture to go in there. It's a kit that I started and I didn't finish, so we're gonna finish up parts for that, and possibly, yeah, make some towels for the bathroom. I've appropriated some shelves from something else. Anyway, we'll get into that as we look at it. And so let's turn it around the camera and get started. Well, because the sun's out on those upper shelves, you couldn't tell that they were lit up, but they are. And I turned up the light to its fullest so that you could see that it was on. And from this distance, it looks like the highest setting is okay. And I managed to get everything back on the shelves. I'm going to need to put in some storage shelves where this is currently at over here on the side, instead of that metal cabinet, something that accommodates more. Anyway, let's move in here. And you can see that I have kind of a room divider back there. I want to do one that is a little more color coordinated with the room. And the shelves are from Zuru Mini Babies. It's the changing table, and I got 2 of them, so I put them together and stacked them. And I want to make some towels to put back there, and maybe find some other bathroom things. And then in here, we have 2 pieces of furniture that weren't here last week, and I've changed some stuff like putting pictures on the wall, changing the color of the mattress on the daybed, and another cushion. The raw wood shelving unit in the back is the one that I found already put together. It has little baskets that we're going to put together that slide in there. I haven't decided what color I want to paint it, but this is our start. This is the box. I've put 2 of them together prior, back when I did the shelving unit, and I have 2 more kits. Hopefully they're complete. If they're not, I guess I'll have to find some more pieces. Look at that. That is not complete. Okay, that might be why it wasn't finished. I'll have to find more parts for that one. Before I put this one together, I should see what pieces are missing, and so that I can cut them out the same. So we have the front, and there are 2 of those and a small one. And right at this point in time, just going to admit, I don't know what's what. I'll have to look over there. These. Okay, so there are, no, that's different. Okay, that looks the same. Okay, this is the one that's missing. So this is the one I need to get measurements off of and write down, so I can cut a piece to substitute. And 32 by 32. Excellent. It is a square. Excuse me while I document that. Now let's look at this. Okay, that little square is the bottom. And then I guess the rest are sides. And the narrow piece looks to be the back. It's always nice to have a sample. It makes it so much easier. Okay, so we'll start by putting the sides on. And I'm curious if, comment down below if you have, this is another Wooden Tales kit. Do you have any Wooden Tales kits that you haven't put together that are sitting there waiting on you to get to? Or any kit for that matter. Do you have a kit that you've been meaning to get to and you just haven't yet? That I'm thinking of those X-Acto 12th scale furniture. I think, well, my mother bought subscription to that when I was a kid. I think she had intended to put them together herself and found them frustrating. So she asked me if I wanted to put them together, and I was thrilled to death. And I'm telling you, I was like 8. It was a privilege back then that she would let me dust her miniature shelf. Yeah, that's how young I was. I thought that was a privilege. Anyway, so those kits, I think some of them didn't get finished. I mean, like, there was a near thing on some of, they got boring at some point, and I just put that on the wrong side. To me, it was boring because it was, they weren't filling out a room. The membership in this group, it was all pieces that just felt, I want to say superfluous, but it's not. They were very decorative pieces, like side tables. Lots of side tables. Okay. Making sure that I'm putting this in the same spot, because apparently I was confused and was doing it wrong. Yeah, so there was a lot of, I don't know, a secretary, the cabinet that went on top of it, and then I got a side table that was, rectangular, then one that was a half circle, and I was like, where's the, like a full-size table? Where's a, bedroom suite? Or it just didn't feel like I was finishing out a room at all. But I probably was, because there was a couch, there was a chair. I had put the couch and the chair together early on. I remember doing that. I don't know, maybe it was because I didn't have a room to put them in, and it just, without a room to put them in, it felt boring. My mom didn't have that kind of miniature. She had a Coke bottle crate that she had painted, and she just collected what fit in there. And So there wasn't a room anywhere to put these in. And I think that is probably what kind of ruined my enthusiasm towards the end. I did eventually put them together, but I didn't do the as detailed a finish on them. They had this great stain set for doing this really cool multi-layer staining thing to get that worn-in look like an antique. And I loved doing that, but by the time I got to those later kits, I was running out of stain, and I was running out of, you know, enthusiasm because there was no place to put these things. So one of the floors that I am going to do will house those poor beat up miniatures I made way back then. And I will have to fill out and create a better room. So I am going to go see if I have a piece that will work for the bottom, and be right back. Well, it turns out I had a scrap of basswood, and hopefully I can cut this square and it'll all go together. It's a little thick, only a little bit thicker than the pieces of wood. And actually, this cut, I kind of feel like is a cheater cut to start with. It's with the grain, so easy in comparison to this cut, which is probably not going to be as easy. In other words, it'll take longer. So, let's see. We were talking about kits. See, I had a nightstand kit. I remember putting it together. That was one of the later ones. That was one of the ones after I'd lost my enthusiasm, because it's not got all the layers of stain. Also, I ran into a problem where I think the darker bit of the stain was dried out by the time I came back to wanting to do it. Anyway, so I didn't have the option of getting it doing it the same without going and buying stain, which I didn't know the first thing about going and buying stain. And there was also a bed, and I put the bed together, but I don't have the bed anymore because I got frustrated because I moved a lot, and packing these pieces up, the bed was too fragile, and it just did not survive. It was a 4-poster with the curtain thing, pretty much the same as what I made for the Cindy house. It was that design bed. It's part of the reason why I made that. Was because I really liked the design. It just did not hold up with the butt joints and the glue not having that much contact and such, I don't know, just, I guess I could have put it in a box by itself, and I didn't even think about doing that, but when you're kind of broke and moving, you don't do that. You put as many things as you can in a single box, and you pack between them if you're aware of keeping things from getting broken. And I'd say for all the moving I did, I broke very little. You know, most things survived. I'd say that the other pieces that broke because after, when they weren't packed and I wasn't moving, I was not careful about where I put them. And they, the fragile little Queen Anne legs would get broken. Anyway, I fixed some of that. Hopefully it's still holding together and we're still good. That looks like that's right, that direction. And we've got the back here. It's the same with as the back. That's good. And that looks good. Okay. I think we can glue this together now. As long as I remember which way to do it. And as soon as we get done with this, we will bring over the washcloth. Okay, we're just going to do the one side first. Yeah, I got a little smudgy with the glue there. Making use of the paper towel off camera. Wow, okay, stick. I don't know what's different, but I didn't want to stick. Okay, we're going. This is the bottom. So give me opinions, because it may take me a while to get around to painting this piece of furniture. What color would you paint it in an orange, yellow, and green room? Would you paint it white, like the daybed is painted, or would you paint it one of the colors but paler? I think that's one way to do it, or darker. Go bold, like paint it green. There's so many options, and I'm not quite certain which direction I want to go with it. So yeah, tell me what you would do. And would you keep these drawers the same? I think I might have got that one on the wrong side. Or did I get it off center? Would you keep these drawers the same color as the cabinet, the little dollhouse, or would you do them contrasting? Okay, let's get that back in there. Much like the table and chairs where I've got them painted white and I'm not sure whether I want to change that. You know, I'm like of two minds on it. I want it colorful and I want it white. And yeah, can't decide. Wow. Is it just because I had to do a different back for this? Oh, I felt it going. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little bit off. Well, I think we're gonna turn off the camera and maybe wipe some glue up and see if that piece is. I brought the shelf over to show the cool drawers in place. Oh, and it was off. It was not quite square. So yeah, I had to fix it with a knife and sandpaper, and it went together. So now let's look at making towels. I forgot that part of the reason why I brought this over here is so that you could see, turned sideways, it has this little courtyard and door and window. And there are windows over here. So that you know, it's kind of a fun play piece as well as a just a shelf. I had to get the cutting mat in here for this. So this is a baby washcloth from many years ago. It's got kind of a terry cloth texture on one side, and it is a jersey. So using the jersey side, and it's not square, it wasn't cut square. The ones I have seen on the market now don't have a bias binding. They just run them through a serger. So I'm trying to cut along the jersey. And I had a couple thoughts here. No, I didn't quite make it right along the jersey, but okay. I am going to cut a narrow strip. It's actually harder to get through the bias. And then that is not awesome. Things get all discombobulated. Then try and cut a square to make a washcloth or flannel. That then can be folded and placed on the shelf. Now, if it turns out that this is doing too much losing of material, which since it's jersey, it's gonna lose some. Yeah, like this end is losing much more. But I think it'll hit a point where it stops. Anyway, my thought was possibly to turn the raw edges into the center and maybe take a little fabric glue and glue it into a fold like that, so that it can go on the shelf and stay folded. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of doing that because then you can't use it in a photo where you've draped it over the edge of the tub. But I'm going to make a few of those, try and get them similar sizes, which it looks like I didn't quite get square. We can get 3 of those, maybe 4. Oh, I could be using the grid here. Yes, I could. Have you ever used a washcloth to make miniature washcloths or towels? I think using purchased terry is it's too big a scale for these guys. But I could be wrong. There could be a terry out there that you could purchase and it'd be just fine. I haven't been shopping in a fabric store in forever. So now we have 4 little washcloths. And I think I'm going to just go around and take this binding off. I'm not sure how much it's distorting the piece. As always, the jersey is a little, I don't know, should I fix that? We're a little off on the running of the grain, the knit, which it's always a little off. When you look at a piece, it always looks like it's at an angle to the salvage edge. I guess with miniatures, I'm kind of picky about that because if you can get it right on, it behaves better. How big of a towel would you have? Would you have a 6-inch towel? 4 6-inch dolls? I'm going to square up this edge and we'll see if we can do that. I think it would fit on the shelf better if I made them smaller. In fact, I know it would. Well, maybe we'll make them narrow. So, yeah, I'm not an ambi cutter. So I'm lining up this side. And then putting the piece I'm cutting off to the right. That didn't cut all the way through. I missed the beginning. Okay. Let's see if we are approximately 6 inches this way. And we could go 3 and 3 and get 2 towels out of it. So again, we're going to turn it to where I'm cutting it off on that side. On the right. Hey, I'm guessing that if you're left-handed, you do it the other way. And then, you know, there are those of you that are ambi cutters. Doesn't matter, you can cut it either way. 1 towel. Two towels. And would you fold it to the center? How complicated are we going to make this so that we can get this to go on the shelf? That's a really fat towel. I should get the shelves and see what we can do. This is where the changing pad went on top, and it was supposed to be this direction. And conveniently, it just wedges together, just like that. And then you stick it back there as a shelving unit. And I just decided to put the hearts forward instead of to the back. Okay. That works kind of cool there. And let's see. What was I doing with the towel, with the washcloths? To the center. Maybe put, I don't think it's going to stay. I think it's going to slide right back in there. So, yep, right out the back. So maybe what I'll do is I'll fold them and put like 2 of them here, and then put the other towel up here and 2 of them there. And then I'll find out what other little pieces of bathroom stuff I can take out of Cindy's bathroom. All right, as you can see here, I got a couple of bottles and a rubber duck. And I took a little stitch in the washcloths because they just really didn't want to stay folded. And it's an easily removed stitch if I want to use them as a prop the other way. And the towels absolutely fill the littler spaces, but the jars here were too big to go in the little spaces, so they had to go in the tall spaces. But anyway, I think that's pretty cool, and I'm gonna go put it in the house. All right, here we are with both shelves in place with their accoutrement. Yeah, be sure you comment down below what you think what color I should go with on the shelf, and whether or not the little drawers should be contrasting. And I like the artwork. I think that it would be even better if I had frames on it. So I'll see what I can do about frames. And maybe I will have figured out how I want to build a sink, because I don't have a kit for that. I don't have a kit for the toilet or the sink. And so those are things I'm going to have to engineer myself. And maybe I will have figured that out. If I haven't figured it out, well, I'll be coming up with something else to do for next week. So I hope you have a delightful day and a wonderful week. And I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.